Good evening, for Enterprise fans. Welcome to another race in the All For It Cup. This is a Firebomb Fiesta race between Infinious and JBrunTR. My name is Garen, in the comms booth here with Deathlike, and music lovers rejoice. We have a bard as our hero tonight. What do you think of that, Deathlike?
I'd be a little bit uncomfortable with the start with that. You probably will definitely want some immediate help. Probably will also probably want to rush Mount Hobbs for the extra character, unless whatever's at that land is too hard, which is not common. But you can be surprised what shows up.
Speaking of surprise of what's showing up here, JBrun is making reference to a rematch 4 years in the making from ZZ3, while Infinious is making reference to some sort of timestamps, and I can't figure what on earth that's about. But anyways, we'll have to ask afterwards in the interviews.
If it involves a tie, I would disavow all knowledge of it. But I think with some of our we have the common objectives, but I think the additional objectives make this a little bit interesting. Giant of Babel being top top of the list. It's like if you didn't already like the base objectives like King Queen at Feymarch or even the Massa Altar, let's do Giant. That's probably the last thing you want to do, but we don't have to do all of them. We just have to do 6 out of the is it 8 objectives? So,
It's
but
out of the 8,
Giant,
yes.
yeah, so Giant is probably not the top of anyone's list unless unless it's your go mode option, in which case darkness is required anyways.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is basically a darkness hunt after your magma, and then, of course, you're really hoping that there's something at least somewhat free-ish at the King and the Queen spot or the Giant, because we have Beano Freon, so there's no such thing as an easy lunch at any of those spots. At least not a quick lunch, anyways. We're gonna see what happens there. And of course, there's no curse rings in this seed, so Eddie is going to be speedy, and that is going to possibly cause problems for our runners. See how they handle it. Eddie hero seeds are always fun in FBF for that reason. And sometimes you can just simply push down the gas. It's like, okay, Eddie's getting an arty bow, he's getting a ninja hat, getting a crystal ring, and we're just putting the pedal to the metal. The commander would like that kind of approach, right?
I think we'll be, if I'm not mistaken, we have to do a lot of shopping, as I think every chest will contain money converted from whatever piece of equipment that would have been there. So some shopping will be had after looting. So you loot to get the money to shop the thing that you want to buy to make the seed much easier.
Yes, we have T Wildish on. So basically, we can get lots of powerful stuff pretty much anywhere here. And yeah, the only things that will contain any items in chests are if you fight monsters for them. And, it's a case of get your money, get your equipment, and how much time do you spend looting, how much time do you spend shopping, and how much time do you spend just trying to go. And we're off. Let's see who Eddie is paired with now. Is this a good pairing? Maybe an Edge? Maybe a Kane? No, it's a Sid.
It's fine. It's not Iridia, so because then would be we would have some fun times trying to scrounge up levels, at least on the very early game.
The good news here is in the shops, we have damage items for sale with the J items, even though the other jams are not there. So you can often get through the early game by buying just a lot of things like Gaia drums or Stardust or whatever else is up there. We have a pairing of the fastest character versus one of the slowest characters in this flag set. So yeah, this is a interesting pairing for sure. JBrun is going to stop by Baron Inn. We'll probably see who the character is here and get some money. Or we're changing names.
We could have changed their name, but maybe there is
Okay, we're changing the name to Elvin. Or what? Okay.
I'm sure we'll find out the genesis of that. It's not sure. There might be a chance that one off, but who knows? I mean, these names could have been put like at the very beginning, but hey, it's your time spent. Make it good.
I guess, although if this comes down to less than a minute, that's going to be a very costly point. We have a bandana for sale here in Mist. That's nice. Buy some of those.
Do like the early Damsian basement loot. It's always a good place. It's free loot. It's even though it's a little out of the way, but it's pretty dense for loot. So always a good shot. Always a good place to go.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're going to see, looks like JBrun is going to do the Watery Pass, which is also a fairly nice place to start off. There's 8 chests here on the front. I have seen over 100,000 at these 2 chests before, and, well, only 21,000 today, but that's still not a bad haul. There's a Tella in the bed, so this is sure to be a real excellent seat as far as character choice.
I'm trying to remember if this is Sea Hero on this flag set, because
Yes,
you know
it is Sea
that
Hero.
would make this problematic, because if Eddie is that much faster and he does gain a reasonable amount of agility ahead of everyone else, especially with slow characters like Sid and Tella on the table, might have some terrible fights upcoming, especially when we're getting to the moon. Probably will want to have someone faster than Eddie or a curse string to show up.
There's no curse rings in this flag set.
Oh well, then that will make it even more fun then.
Yeah, that is one of the challenges of this particular flag set. You cannot slow down your hero unless they have a weapon that'll do it for them. And that's pretty much, you can slow Sid down, not that that's going to help anything, but Requiem Harp, yes, Commander. There is one hope for Eddie in that sense. However, the number of times I've been able to successfully forge in these flags has been kind of weak. Infinious bought crystal armor. I think that might have been a mistake. Sells it back. Okay. Now watch, Cecil's going to show up, and then it's like, I wish I had that crystal armor still.
I mean, I'd be more for the Dragoon armor that JBrunTR bought, but that's just me. I mean, there's definitely some valid usage for crystal armor, but you got hope. I mean, but you want to be able to use it on Sid immediately. That would be that would be the point of buying armor. You want Sid to at least stay upright, regardless of whether Edward is upright. Sea Hero, being that if your hero dies, he'll that character will still be collecting XP and gaining levels. So your anchor will gain levels, and we at least have a character that we can use at this point.
Yes, we have a Kane. That's fairly nice. JBrun looks like he's going for the doggo. I'm not sure if he found a Boreas. I wasn't paying attention to what he was shopping for, but maybe he did. Or maybe there's an ice arrow. I'm not sure which one is true, but we're going to find out. And it's not one of the first 2 chests, so we're going hunting on the 4th floor.
Going for the flint dog chest is an interesting way of being with. At least if the J item would be quick dispatch, so it probably will be worth it if the dispatch happens. Otherwise, it will be a horrible reset to happen.
Yeah, well, it looks like Infinious found a Boreas. So I think they're both in the same areas. I would assume that JBrun has found one. Okay, we got Dwarf. Why are we slowing down the Sid, though? We don't want to do that. Or maybe we do. Okay.
I mean, there's only 2 more chests left, so trying to get ready for the flame dog fight is something you definitely want to survive it. And there it is.
Yes. So we know we're gonna get a fire, and there goes Eddie, but he's the hero, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, Chump's not gonna really take much, but Flame Dog has gotten a lot of attacks off relative to everything there.
I mean, well, Sid has the Dwarf Axe, so Sid's speed is incredible.
That is not the thing. It's just a key item on the pile. Unless we have no Warp Caster, because Warp Glitch is on, but Meanwhile, we found a doctor in the antlion cave.
Slow. It's a slow fight. I mean, it's easy. It's a very easy fight, especially at the spot. But shouldn't take too much time. Just too much to take him out, especially with all the item, all the equipment given. But you know, sometimes once in a while they'll be surprised, but this is usually not it.
Oh, we have a bit of a poison walk on Infinious' side now for a few minutes. Let's see if this was worth it for key item payoff. That's a ribbon that could be useful for some things.
I mean, you're good for a Golbez, good for an evil wall that shows up. I mean, ribbon has a lot of value, even if that value isn't the key item that you're seeking. So this is fine. Probably so. Phineas will probably try to progress up the difficulty in bosses. Though Ogo at I think this is Baron.
This is Baron 1, and JBrun left the Eddie down for this, and unfortunately, not a whole lot of power here to get this Ogopogo down.
Well, it's a little bit more than 400, more than enough for that swing, but would be a bad surprise if whatever is behind is strong enough, and this might be a problem. Well, I mean, there's some good armor though. There's some good armor, but not enough.
The problem is Sid was wearing the Dwarf Axe, which means, again, slower than Molasses against a slower than Molasses spot. So yeah, it doesn't work right now.
It's interesting gamble to try to do that spot early, but with everything that went on, it becomes incredibly difficult, especially with that being a punchy spot and Miss Dragon being a very punchy boss. Kind of tests your levels, which weren't that many at that point.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, JBrun has no real weapon for the Sid at this point. We need Sid to get something. That Rune Axe that we saw in Fabul will be great.
Yeah, looting for money to get the equipment is all important. So trying to pick up all the things. It's kind of a little painful, like at least to start with. The Baigan that Infinious is fighting isn't too bad. I think Kane's probably have to do all the work. There'll be some exploding arms while nothing is happening. Well, they got their turn queued in, but so need to finish it off quickly, or both characters that are still alive on his team will survive that.
Yeah, there's no problem there. I mean, that's the joy of Sid in the early game. Not easy to kill with a lot of these bosses. Bahamut is giving JBrun a little bit of challenge with, again, we only have a great bow with a poison arrows on Sid. So, Crystal. Okay, so the Dark Knight left behind something useless at Fabul.
I mean, if there was a Z fight, but since we don't have one, it's a key item. Might as well collect it on. Although if you don't get the 10 key items for the double XP, it matters a little bit less.
Okay, JBrun is going after Mount Ordeals. The biggest problem with this play is Eddie's gotta be able to survive whatever is in that mirror room.
I think trying to collect some XP. I mean, Mylon's spot isn't bad unless you plug in something horrible at that spot. So I wouldn't be I'd only be concerned on more of the second fight, Mylon Zed fight, more than this. The first fight isn't the problem. It's usually the second one, which when your veteran runner occasionally surprises you. So this, I think, is okay at least for now.
I was more worried about the third fight than I was the first or the second, but This is not fun either to see for JBrun, just because this has 9,000 extra HP, and once it goes down, we have to use something that gives us an area of effect to get those bombs down.
Yeah, that's Mom Bomb has a stack of HP that you're normally not supposed to chew through where you normally would find it. So it's one of those time eater fights for the most part. It's a lot of fights where you have to wait for something to happen. So we'll still need to start getting it kind of to the exploding phase. But once you get to that point, you still have to wait for explode. Some spots it can be devastating where the explode would probably just probably take Edward down, especially even with the levels he has at this point.
I know that Infinious saw the rune axe, so I think that is what we have there on the Sid. We have a bomb exploding. I guess we're just going to try and take this out the old-fashioned way.
Well, some of them will explode. I think at least one of them will explode at their speed going. Wouldn't be too concerned. There isn't too much HP at this spot, but there will be explosions. I'd be concerned that I'm kind of surprised. Sid, especially with the rune axe, you want to increase his accuracy to be more effective. Like since Edward is the hero, you can move him anywhere. So you probably want Sid to reclaim the extra accuracy that would be bestowed on anyone who sits in the middle slots, which is where Edward is at the current moment.
I think just based on how JBrun has played this so far, we've been saying heck to shopping and heck to anything that takes frames. So I mean, maybe this is just a play of I don't really need to move this party around until I need to move this party around. That's I'm gonna go with at least. Got a water hag here. Not a bad place to see it because since Beano Free is on in this flag set, this can be very punchy and rude in certain places in the game. So it's out of the way right now. And of course, Anna is talking to her dead love, so on brand.
It's fine. You don't. And Kane's getting all the turns, but now realizing, wait, you know the three swings for for the water hag to kind of dispatch itself. Well, no, you have to go through all the HP at this spot, and surprise, surprise, there's a magma key showing up at this spot.
And we get Yang, so I mean, again, this is shaping up to be quite the party. Kane's about the only real character of value that we've seen so far.
I think you could, for the party that we're finding out that we're building, regardless of who. If you're gonna get hoping to have a mage, hopefully to get some healing done, or at least some additional offense. This team is gonna be slower than Eddie at least.
You've been given Tella. You have met your mage requirements, as lousy and low of a bar as that may be.
I mean the closest thing you could do is make Yang faster. Like hope to shop for cat claws. Buying a pair of them is reasonably affordable, and probably will at least have one character an opportunity to be faster than Eddie. That's probably a sub goal given the current situation.
That Edward in the stack of potions is not valid on DKC at certain places like Cave Value. We got black belts for sale here in Agert. That's nice. Infinious did find the magma key down there in Baron Inn, so JBrun needs this to be a good key item. What was that? I didn't even see.
That's the hook. So
it's a hook. Okay, so best case scenario for JBrun is that hook leads to darkness in some fashion.
Well, at least we'll see the evil wall punch itself eventually. So, but this might take a bit though.
It's just going to take about 5 to 6 hits. So that'll be plenty of time because it'll kill itself before it gets to the end of the chain. So,
I mean, this is the perfect fight for for just survive the first hit and hide.
yes. And the wall is down. All right. Very good.
If you're curious as to why this happens, since the evil wall does a chain attack, the act of moving, which is kind of a secret spell, and then it does a punch. The punch kind of gets redirected because there's nothing to hit. So I guess the only valid target left is yourself. So yes. So this is the few times where Edward saves the day by not showing up, figuratively and literally.
Meanwhile, we saw that the Feymarch freebie was a Bahamut orb for the Riddy we have not seen in the seed. That would be kind of fun. It'd be really funny if Rydia was the king or the queen of the Feymarch, but not possible because we never really fight Rydia for real in this game, so...
Well, technically would be at the... Oh, well, that'd be fun.
Ooh, okay, so DKC at queen, that is nasty. D-Imps at the king spot, that's also very nasty. Our runner's looking for a Moon Veil now somewhere in this game to deal with that D-Imp fight. Got arty arrows, though, meanwhile, in the Feymarch. Stammy bow.
I would be more panicking if the DKC was at the king's side. The queen's side isn't as punchy. The king's side is more punchy simply because it was never balanced. Leviathan does not punch, so didn't have to really balance for that. But because putting bosses at spots that normally don't fight,
Yeah, but hear me out.
That
DKC is super fast at that location, and with Eddie being fast, that is not a recipe for success.
I mean, at this point, Feymarch, well, maybe the king spot will be doable. The queen spot, probably will skip it until you actually have all the levels to tank all of it. I mean, you have the characters that can tank the damage, but then you have to also beat it up because since bosses aren't free, you have to take out all the HP at that spot. So it's like, yeah, wait a minute. You have to double check, and I think Infinious figures did not get free loot, instead getting the monster and boss definitely resets. Gotta survive to fight that, to finish, wanting finishing it. And I think especially with all the 18 damage tiles, definitely doesn't want to really fight.
The thing is, if you found some grimoires in the early game and you have those in there, you can always try one character, try to just get one off and see if you get lucky. With Bahamut or Odin or something like that.
There is a lot of trash, trash in that pile, though. It's like you gotta. I mean, gambling is fine, and grimoires are the sort of the best secret randomizer value of gambling. I mean, it's like might as well be relying on the power of Odin for all things.
Actually, Bahamut's more fun because that's more reliable than Odin is. That's a whole other matter. Meanwhile, Infinious is going to go and do the Sheila checks. It makes sense. We had the pan early. It's a little bit bad that this was a double dip, but it's happens sometimes.
Although nothing really compels Infinious to do Mount Ordeals, except for, I think he knows that tells an option, so might consider doing it. But we know the hook is there, so that might be a thing to do. But yeah, we have a weapon for a character that probably may not show in the seed.
Well, if there is a Cecil in the seed, that's going to drive Infinious probably to Mount Ordeals, because we don't see Paladin on here, so it is going to start as a DKC if the Cecil's in the seed. We have 7 characters, and we have seen 5 of them. We only have 2 left. And of course, we're hoping for a real mage in here somewhere. No white mage, no black mage, really yet. I don't really count Tella as a full mage, maybe a quarter mage, but
I'd like to consider Tele discount mage, where all the yes, you get all you can get all your spells. You still have to go out mounted deals, but the spells that really matter the most, you get at a discount. Weak is still very powerful. Cure 4 still does a thing for single targeted characters. And if you can find enough stat sticks and equipment to boost some of his kind of, let's say, particular stats, he can be a discount mage as much as you want.
The question is it junior varsity or is it the senior circuit?
We'll let the audience decide.
Yeah, it's more of a sports reference there, but we have got a Black Hat Lamia on Infinious' side. We're going to use the Hourglass to stop this nonsense.
That's good.
Because we still don't have any real good sweepers to get rid of this stuff.
Yeah, at this point, you probably want to just go for the safety, especially with the levels that the current team has. Probably will want the XP on top of this. So base Yang needs a lot of levels to be competitive. Kane will still need, even in his best days, will also want a decent weapon. Assassin's Dagger good enough to be procced because of the Hourglass. But yeah, but when we get to real fights, that Assassin's Dagger isn't really going to cut it.
No, in fact, when there's Kane in the Seed, I always like trying to go shopping to every place looking for an Avenger, because you have an Avenger in one of these shops accessible to the runners right now, and your opponent finds it and you don't, that is such an advantage, it is hard to overcome. There's a lot of overworld shops we have not seen. We've not seen the Hook route, although only JBrun has access to it. We've not seen Silvira. I don't think we've seen Mysidia. We haven't seen Baron on Infinious' side, so I mean, I would like to, and even the underground shops and all the runners have access to it, it's like, I would be checking those shops for an Avenger. Now, granted, if you don't get one, it's a waste of time, but usually one is in the Seed somewhere.
Even getting like an Artemis bow for a Sid would be incredible, just for the sheer value of trying to kind of keep up with Edward on the agility front. Maybe probably won't beat to surpass him, but at least try to keep up and not essentially lose turns by being too slow.
Meanwhile, so far we've only found crystal swords in this Eblin Castle, which is hilarious for in fact we haven't seen a Cecil yet for any of this stuff. Hey, there's a Darkness Crystal. Okay. Very hard required Eblin Castle, so both runners are going to get that pretty soon.
Well, that means free character check on the moon, so once we're done here, probably worth a check on the moon to maybe pick up another character, maybe, and probably with all the extra hourglasses, maybe take get the character, take on the hairdryer's chest on the moon for another key item check through the monster in the boxes. So might probably be looking to do that, I think, after doing Eblin.
They're very optimistic because most likely that moon character is either a dupe of one of these three we've already got here, or it's the Tela, in which case it really isn't a character at all. At least not one that experience really matters to. Alright, so it looks like Infinious is going to launch the whale, which means we're probably getting at least the moon character check and probably the hairdryer's check, because by using that big bomb on the Staleman Skull, there's still an hourglass left in Infinious inventory, and we can use that to take out the hairdryers, which is a nice neat bit of experience in a seed where sirens you don't get any to start with, and even if you did find some, guess what? There's no experience on random encounters.
The only use for Siren, if you even pick one up, is to try to steal steal an item, hope for a particular drop, which is drops are already rare enough. You would still need an edge to steal things, so probably Siren's not providing the same value because of this particular flag set.
Exactly. So, other than a dupe or a Tella, what's the worst thing to see up here on this moon for a character?
What would be the worst one? It's hard to say there's a bad character. Would be Iridia, because it would be, even if you get the Bahamut, slow to get up to any meaningful like if you didn't have the Bahamut orb, that would be would be easily the worst character up top. So I would say Iridia technically there are like even a Porum would still be useful. You want a white mage to zerk all your characters, given that haven't found a source of of Bacchus wine. So probably will prefer to want a white mage, maybe over a black mage. Like Pal might not be ideal. Although if you want to speed up killing things, then Palm wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, there's no Bacchus wines actually because we don't have J items on, at least not the non-damaging types. So there's no wine repository anywhere. It's a dry seed.
Well, then you want a white mage then.
Well, there's the Iridia. I see. I'm actually happy to see Iridia in this case because I love blarging Iridia on a seed like this where it's like your method is like get power and go. You get Iridia online pretty good. We saw a Tiara already in the seed. If you had a Tiara, a Rune Ring, and a Stardust Rod, it doesn't even matter if you can't find a Sork Robe or a Black Robe. I mean, she's going to be going once she gets some levels.
Yeah, so this speaking her during into existence, but still will be slower. But at least, though, I mean, when you have if a Heroine Robe shows up, you have an option to convert her into a mean lean fighting machine. So I probably won't not gearing for that, but I think maybe hoping for maybe an Azura orb to show up in terms of loot in terms of like a drop. Though not likely to show up. Probably should check the shop while we're here. I think the lack of not checking the shops is sort of hurting like the opportunity. JBrunTR found all the protective rings he'll ever need.
There you go. One of the things you can actually do with Iridia in this flag set, which is also kind of fun, is you can put the Heroine, and then if you have a Tiara, a Stardust Rod, and a Rune Ring, it's like those kind of offset the Hero Robe's penalties. You can still do extreme amounts of damage, which will be very fast at doing it too.
Yeah,
and granted, not as fast because the Eddie is in here to sort of hurt that whole strategy, but it's always fun when Iridia goes first and can just blarg the whole enemy party down. It's like, yeah, this is a one-turn fight. Yay!
Look, if you want fights that end quickly, blarg is the solution to a lot of things. I mean, one of obviously the strongest summon, stronger than Nuke, which is always plus, but you still have the delay. Unlike Nuke doesn't have a delay. Doesn't have a delay. So, but Blarg was still pretty strong. Hits everything compared to just the Nuke's single target property. So we'll probably after this having the MP. I'm not sure there'll be enough levels for two. Well, probably should be enough levels for 2 casts of Blarg. So this should be fine.
I think Iridia is getting slung to at least level 25 or something like that. So yeah, let's see. Okay, 29. I was a little bit off there.
I mean, for most fights, two Blarg casts is more than enough. Yay, virus! But we have option with Blarg and a good key item.
Oh, Red Tail. JBrun can turn that in. Infinious can't.
Well, probably less likely to do Mount Ordeals given the situation. So that probably will never get to turn it in until till it's way later in the seed, at least given what he has to work with.
Really good news here for JBrun is that hopefully never mind, reset. I was gonna say when they both happen to wake up, hopefully they'd all end up hitting the same character and you get out of the sleep glitch there, but not to be. So resetting out and just going in, turning in the magma key now.
But the biggest problem of getting out of the kind of the sleeping is you like when your ATB bar is filled, it is very difficult to give a character status. Especially the Staleman inflicts sleep. And if you've seen the swoon procs from the assassin dagger, it's because the character or enemy takes their turn, but their ATB is empty, and when the ATB is empty, you can inflict any status as long as they don't resist it with like perfect precision. So that's why the swoon procs are incredible after an hourglass hits. So when the other part about being the sleep part is characters like Sid who don't really gain willpower, their sleep timers are much longer. So Kane probably would survive, but yeah, it's better to not get kind of locked into a fight where you're probably gonna probably lose, and if you do win, you might have consumed quite a bit more time than you intended to.
Well, there's a Bahamut for sale if you didn't find it in the Fey March. There's also an Ashura. Okay, Pancrase, you got your carrots.
I mean, there's a secret carrot made. I mean, some engineering of a big chocobo summon in some future, maybe. At least allegedly work in progress. At least that's what I'm aware of. But
well, we got a Stardust Rod for that Iridia. Had the white robe instead of the heron robe. Wrong robe, unfortunately.
Well, still probably worth buying all the black belts. Probably the best armor, reasonably affordable that anyone can equip. So probably worth buying more. I'm not sure how many Infinious picked up, but at least the one. Probably worth picking up more, at least to get this this group geared up. Though the turtle at this spot could, well, I know this would be fine. Just blarg it to death. That's what it is.
Well, in this case, this is Luca's pet turtle. Apparently, she's been feeding it a little bit too much.
There is some good to doing this, although Rita will lose her white magic. Probably not as important, though. Probably if it did not pick up Azura, so maybe might reconsider it. It remains to be seen. Probably will all offense. Not having to worry. I mean, if you kill the monsters quicker than you take damage, I mean that's the answer. And there's no Z fight, so probably I guess a calculated risk at this point.
I mean, consider that Iridia can only do Cure 1. I mean, if you're relying on Cure 1, I think you got some problems there in that case. I mean, probably gonna try and blarg these guards down because you can't mute them because of Vino free, and they will try to size and piggy if you try to attack them the other ways.
It's fine. It's like a little bit over 2,000 HP at this spot.
1,500 apiece. Yep.
Yeah. So it's split between the number of enemies. With certain bosses, like say Dr. Luge, you split based on the number of the kind of on the HP pool for the spot. So it's kind of proportional to the bosses or the sub bosses that appear. So yeah, a spot like this you can with multiple bosses can easily dilute, which in this case like 2 guards, half the HP.
All right, we got a Warp Glitch on, so this is going to be a 2 for check. We'll see if it pays off for Infinious. We are looking for Power Key and a package at this point. Oh, there's a Twin Harp.
My,
There are strong
was
opinions
it?
about that one. Well, I'm not sure if Infinious is one of the Fade Harp people, but some people will fade that to the very last thing. Especially because we don't necessarily need it to finish the seed. Oh, there's a package. Okay, so that is go mode now for Infinious. Does not need to get anything else, as long as he can figure out a way to take the Fey March and whatever happens beyond the Giant and the Moon.
I mean, well, there'll have to be a grind. So, well, I guess find the optimal grind, but might as well do package first.
Yep, it is an objective. It is a key item check. It takes roughly 2 minutes to actually get the key item out of this check. Don't ask me how I know that. Anyhow, that's some character in blue burning down the village.
It's gold. I think it's Golbez, I think it's Golbez when he collapses, or Zema. It's Zemus. It's a collapsed. It's a Golbez or Zemus, and his body is burning the town.
And we see more Rydia, so we still don't know who the other characters in this seed are, besides the 6 that we have. We have one more mystery one.
At this point, you probably won't be a Cecil. That's just how seeds roll. No, it's still possible, but I would just say the seed is going to troll and just not be a Cecil, just for the sake of it.
My guess is Cecil is at Baron, and no one's going to ever go there and do it.
Well, there are more opportunities for key items to get the double XP from the 10 key items for that, but I don't. I would at this point in your goal mode, why bother?
Sometimes it doesn't work out if one of these 4 fights that are in, or actually, I should say 5, are not doable. Because we have Giant, Value, Azimune Altar, King, and Queen. If you can't do one of those, you need to find something else. Oh, there's an Earth Crystal. If you want to go trying to hunt for a Cecil or for your Tower Key, you can always try that. I don't think Infinious is going to, though, considering in go mode at this point.
Yeah, once you're in go mode, unless you stumble onto a key item that makes your life easier, you probably you want to just go with the go mode options. It's just easier that way. If something fortunately lands on the way, great. But don't rely on it.
We bought a ton of life pots. And some cabins. So apparently we're having a life pot drinking party tonight.
I mean, considering that there's no source of healing. I mean, Azura picking up Azura after doing Dwarf 2. That's probably all the healing, and so your only source of reviving is that. You don't want to rely on Azura to revive your party unless everyone else is down. It's just not worth trying to gamble for a party-wide life 1 prayer.
I'm surprised that JBrun is taking this without having seen who's on the dais, because Rydia could really use these levels and experience, because it looks like she is your likely healer. Oh, there's the arty bow we were looking for the whole seed. It was in Silvira all along. Hashtag never fade Silvira.
I mean, you have the free loot, and you're gonna be shopping. You might as well come here for the loot. And if you like, and you have you want to shop as much as possible until you're pretty much done. I mean, you have all the crystal swords to fund this essentially expedition. You might as well.
I was kind of surprised we weren't selling the crystal sword earlier to get that bow. It's like It's enough there. It's over 100,000 gold to sell it.
JBrunTR might not survive. I mean, there's still a chance this will succeed, but all this missing XP on characters will make lives a little bit difficult. You want, especially with the XP given at the hairdryer's chest. You kind of want more characters to take advantage of it. I mean, Edward will still get levels, but that just means everyone becomes slower than Edward.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie's gonna get levels here. I don't know what JBrun. Okay, trying to make sure that Kane doesn't actually drop, which is not a bad plan here. This Kane would have just been dead, so yeah.
Well, I mean, it's either that or a wipe. He has to be healed at some point. So I understand the sentiment, but Artemis Bow though on Rydia instead of the Stardust Rod, I'm not sure you want to get offense that way.
No. But the poison went off at exactly the wrong time there.
I don't. Poison hits when you least expect it. I mean, you can delay the poison when you're in the air, but once you land, that poison will eventually hit, and the timer still keeps moving. Just when it hits is timing really.
Infinious is going to show us what's in cave value. Come on, DKC. No, DKC's all over somewhere else.
Yeah, it's something else.
I'm thinking of a different seed. That's not very fun either, but he does have the Rune Axe, which makes this doable, and of course, Ashura only attacks when attacked, so you can kind of control us a little bit at least. Only got 2 Star Veils, though.
It's probably all you really need. You want to prevent her from healing herself. Although, once you reach a sort of a damage threshold, it's a little more than 16,000 damage, where that Cure 4 doesn't do a full heal. Because it's just FF4 things.
It's more the concern of if you happen to find Golbez in one of your other required spots, then you'll have no Star Veils left, and without no White Mage, you don't have any other means of putting up a veil. Or a wall.
I mean, the alternative is doing strict life lock stats, where you attack Ashura in her purple face, her life 1 face essentially, where when her return is as the purple face, she will cast life 1, which will do obviously is of no value, but that's kind of the state that you want to attack her in, because that's like it's like the free turn, so you might as well take it. But also damaging her changes her faces, so you want to attack her immediately after she casts life 1, so she gets life locked, as the name of the trick does.
It's a little bit tough when you're relying on Kane as a Rune Axe, or you're relying on Rydia as the Bahamut because of the delay on the Bahamut, delay on the jump. You're doing that. No source of Berserk. This is not exactly the best of times. I think there's enough damage now where, again, even if Ashura gets the heal off with this veil coming down, it's not going to matter. You just have to keep the party alive, and that should not be a problem.
JBrunTR getting the news. Hey, there's a Rydia in the seed, but though given that I'm gonna assume that the hourglass used up all the hourglasses, so that's probably what's made the hairdryer fight harder. It's one of those things where you want to use your hourglasses when for the most value. Sometimes it's the first XP boost, like in for Castle Eblin monster in a boxes, but you probably want to keep one just for a certain monster in a box, particularly the hairdryer's chest being one of the biggest examples. And that's what's kind of changing the tone when you're using an item, the items that you start with, and use too many or use it too often that you just don't have enough for later in the seed.
Yeah, the biggest problem I think on JBrun's side is didn't do a whole lot of shopping at the start. Didn't have those big bombs for the Staleman skull chest, and it's like used them all in Evelyn. And again, just the time saved on shopping is being kind of really lost here because it just doesn't have the power or the defense to really get through a lot of these things, which Infinious is able to get through much faster because it took a little more time to shop, get some equipment.
Yeah, JMs are really just early game, just time saver for and the low and there are certain items like hourglasses that are still going to be useful later in a seed, but but a lot of the J items kind of live out their usefulness later, like once you get to enter the mid, and especially Endgame, where not all those J items are going to be of the same value. So interesting choice. Infinious is going to go down the LST deeply. It's probably skipping the Mur altar to probably till. Actually, no, it doesn't have to do the Mur altar, so might as well just do all the other things.
The only thing we care about in this LST is the Mesa altar, unless for some reason we are trying to get experience on the Ribbon Room, but only 9 key items, we're probably going to try and do that. Unless it's like you're very, very close and Mesa's just a little bit too rude, you need a little more power. But even then, you might want to try taking a box instead, because the box at least will give you also a chance at maybe some loot.
I mean, there's plenty of opportunities to get the XP. You're just hoping that there's like nothing will stop you. But we haven't even seen alt gauntlet yet, or regular gauntlet. Or is it? I forget which flag set has the regular gauntlet. So regular gauntlet really doesn't do anything here. But if
I'm pretty sure that's ZZA. I'm not sure what happened with JBrun's side. It was not really going that badly on those Stalemen, and all of a sudden we're back on the moon here.
Probably didn't like the loot or the opportunity. Things just didn't go very well now that's a lot of time lost because did not do the fight. Just did not save essentially, which is a thing you really want to save early and save often, because things like this will set you back quite a bit. But now at least can get Rydia in the party early and then do the hairdryer's chest this time around.
Oh yeah, this is before even getting Rydia out of the moon. Okay. All right, meanwhile, Infinious is going to give us a peek at what is behind this altar. Is it rude?
It's mostly free, as long as you don't punch it.
Well, now, hear me out. There's no more star veils, so when this thing breaths, there's nothing to block it.
No, it's more like you don't want to punch it, so you start causing it to do the virus sequence, and then in this spot, virus will punish really badly. Just annihilate a character. So this will be unfortunately slow. I mean, just look at the punches in the front by Yang. Kane will jump to the dealer in the back, but it'll be a little slow. It'll be methodical.
There goes Yang.
The current concern at this spot really is that there's two punches than just one. The Ogo spot is commonly punchy. It's not really that bad. It's being concerned about how much HP can to quickly to murder the D-Lunar. Rio will live, the Kane will live, and that's good enough.
Yeah, this is good enough. Okay, got through it. If Rydia had gone down in that case, that would have been very bad news.
I think she has a tiara, so that's. I mean, you need D-Lunar, both undead and dragon. All you need is dragon protection. So tiara, any piece of dragoon armor. So that's good enough to keep the characters you need alive, especially with the dragoon spear. Pretty much putting in work.
All right, and meanwhile, we are doing the warp out of the LST, which will take just a hot minute.
I mean, given that the only other character that would have probably made this easier would be Tella, but then you'd have other problems with keeping Tella upright. So that, I mean, you still need a life potion to revive him, but it's like you're trading one problem for another. If Tella was you could pick up Tella at this point. At this point, though, we don't know the opportunity to pick him up. I think we needed the Sand Ruby for that.
For as much as Yang is contributing to this party, you might have just wanted to dump the Yang for the Tella at this point. I mean, at least we get the blink and the exit out of it.
I guess, yeah. I mean, Sid will live. We can tank everything. Yeah. Yang would probably be an option. I would have considered eating Sid personally, but yeah, if Yang is not living, he's not punching. So that's not.
You at least have an arty bow for Sid, though. I mean, you get
something to make him keep up. Yeah, he just needs to keep up on turns, really, because as Edward speed increases, the growth of slower characters makes them. It's not like they lose turns; they just never get to their turn quick enough. So basically everyone passes them by on an ATB turn basis.
All right, JBrun is finally through the stalemate chest. It is the tower key. That is one of the objectives. Does not want to check the character? Okay, does not want to check the character.
I would at least take a peek. I mean, there's like, I mean, Tella's on the table, but I don't think JBrun just checked the Sand Ruby spot, so it doesn't really. So it doesn't. I think JBrun is kind of satisfied. Like it's kind of like you can't do much better than this. Still would have loved peeking that spot though.
Okay. Anyways, we've got Infinious going now after the giant. So really, JBrun needs this giant to be something super rude that is just not really doable in order to catch up here.
Me hoping for the spot. The element spot is trivial. We'll probably still do at least the last arm chest, which is pretty free for the most part. It's easier if you have a Star Veil, but doesn't really need it. But hoping that the spot is free. But the only problem is we haven't seen certain bosses show up yet, particularly CPU, and CPU would probably be the worst boss being swapped at the element spot, because element spot has a boatload of HP.
Hear me out. Valvelos will be kind of nasty with this party just because there's not a whole lot of real ability to heal it very well.
That doesn't sound that. I didn't even think of that right off the top of my head. It's like I'm just looking at just trying to eat HP, and I think we actually do we have the Sylph Summon available? It does.
It was in the seed. I'm not sure if it's another crystal sword. Okay. The seed is mocking us now.
It is. It looks like Ruby at top of tower. Oh no, at the cannon room. So that's a freebie. Especially with only it's a little under 600 HP, because it's with the Dark Imps having really low HP. But top of tower probably be next, but that makes sense. Having the tower key worth doing this. Oh no, not even bothering.
Well, that's not going to be too rude in this spot. This is either a Mylon or Mylon and Friends.
Friends would be more annoying if you don't get rid of. Oh, there it is. So,
well, it is Friends,
it'd be only annoying in the sense that if you don't get rid of the Friends, it's more likely you will. But if you in the strange case that you don't get rid of the Friends, they will punch you to death.
Yeah, unfortunately for the friends, Bahamut is just going to simply turn them to dust here in one turn, so that's not really an issue. It's just going to be slow. Island's punches aren't really going to be hurty at this spot. The Lit 1 is not going to really do all that much, so this is not really a threat.
Yeah, it's pretty free at least, so that's a good sign. At least this giant
Well,
isn't easy.
the Forge is at the tower spot, so yeah, if for some reason Infinious had not found the package somewhere, that tower key from the hook route would have been required.
Looks like JBrunTR gonna follow in Infinious' footsteps, at least doing both dwarfs, and we know and probably will want to take advantage of the warp glitch. So yeah, makes sense. Free key item, don't have to do the sealed cave as a requirement. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, well, this is mainly, I think, to get levels on the party because JBrun is in go mode as well, since he had one other objective besides the darkness and the Fame Arch objectives. So this is kind of not exactly following the rule of you're in go mode, don't do any more checks, but at the same time, it needs experience badly in this party. The power just isn't there right now.
And slowing all things down simply because every piece, any damage he takes will always cause him to cast Lit 1. Lit 1 isn't really a threat, but still, it still slows down the fight a little bit.
I was apparently wrong about the punches. They've taken out Yang and Edward in this case, although Edward is pretty squishy anyways, but Yang's a bit more surprising.
I mean, it is a commonly punchy spot, so it's there. It's whatever. I mean, once in a while, the punchers do surprise, and I mean, you still need enough HP to survive it. So but yeah, it's not. But focusing on offense doesn't give the opportunity to heal. And what's the point of healing Yang if he goes down? He's really there to soak up damage and deal some damage as much as he can, but not critical. It's our blog or nothing. But most of the work is from Blarg. I think Kane is definitely helping, but doesn't see much value in Yang contributing any offense or healing for that matter. It's like you just want Rydia and Kane to live.
We've not really gotten the equipment for Yang to make Yang useful.
I mean, you need a shop of cat claws, and that's that's kind of the only fix. Armor doesn't really change the proposition too much.
Well, not even a body check on this one, which just down it goes.
But there could be a surprise at the CPU spot being pretty quick and pretty deadly, but compared to a lot of other bosses, does not have a lot in the HP department. So it can be easy dispatch, but can be problematic for the kinds of bosses that show up at this spot.
Again, Veil would be pretty rude here, as it would have been in the first spot. Bulbas might also be annoying depending on what the Witch Bezes are, if that's what's here.
I think Infinious is still thinking that Rydia is the anchor for some reason, even though
No, he's just trying to get her faster, so she goes first.
I'm pretty sure that ATB doesn't make it permanent, does it?
No, it does for the whole fight at this point. So Artemis is giving 10 extra agility. He's going first.
Oh, just wants her to go first, regardless of. Well, because she is.
Well, and she'll go.
It's gonna be slower. Yeah.
Yeah, her RA is gonna be much better than otherwise. That week is not exactly friendly, but we have cures. I'm left. This will probably get us to phase 2.
yeah, should be 2 phases. Shouldn't be too bad. If there was a spare hourglass, it would be the time to use it. Though, but it shouldn't be too bad unless Dark Elf likes to punch into oblivion, which is still possible. Like
Yeah,
that.
it's Beano free, and there goes Rydia, which is a minor annoyance at this point.
Well, Kane will survive. Kane just needs to survive it because Kane will be doing all the other damage anyways. Dark Elf in dragon form is a dragon, so Kane with a dragoon spear will just quickly murder things.
We're doing Artie Bow to make sure though, because yeah, we're still getting some drops here. And the little weak punch from Yang gets it done.
I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. It's only like it's like a little more. It's a little more like than like 24,000 combined HP at this spot, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. It's so not too bad.
24,000 sounds about right, because this is where CPU is normally.
Well, obviously the seed is telling you things.
Well, if you want a white mage,
Might still want it. I still want a white mage, given this party's construction. Not too late, but probably maybe too late. Yeah, that's too late.
I personally would have gotten rid of the Yang or the Sid for this, because neither one's going to be all that useful on the next couple fights, except for maybe soaking HP hits.
Well, relying on the Fey March bosses and would still need to get XP. Like getting the portal up speed would probably require doing like the Fey March monster in a box. So that would probably be a requirement. But that probably won't be enough levels to get like to Cure 3, which Cure 3 for Porum is like level 34-ish, I think. So like Rosa learns at like 28 or something. It's like that chest alone is not enough. Like if sirens were available, you'd be doing at least scramble 2 eggs, and then that would be good enough to get Porum to Cure 3, but that's not on the table. So you kind of make do with what's left.
I mean, Infinious knew that there was a monster box right inside the entrance to Sylph Cave. We could always taken that and gotten a few levels off of that.
Yeah, but that's one of those. It's not, if it's not on the way, it's a side trip. No, it's not like ideal. So yeah, the Sylph Cave does have essentially all the XP boxes you'd ever need, especially with the Toad Lady being the freest of free fights. With an opportunity of that would be worth going for. I'm not trying to do the equipment spot so Rita gets a chance again. Knowing Sylph, though, at this point, probably not, definitely not valuable at this point, though. But might as well you have it.
It's probably a little more valuable at this point, just based on the way things are going. But so this goes. I mean, yeah, my main thing before was like at least a blink caster. If you can get a blink off, would be really, really helpful on those DMs. And of course, we've got DKC over here too, and DKC is going to be a fast little, you know what?
I mean, I think you'd have to put your hopes on Kane. Like Rita might get one Blarg, but free dark. Well, it's not actually free. This is a very punchy spot. So this is like 3 punches for one for. It's still easy to get rid of them, but still have to survive the onslaught first.
Well, those were ideal hits for the first round.
Just needs one more Blarg, I think. Yeah.
One more Blarg should do it. True. That is 1 hit on Rydia. Yang is down.
It's fine. That's fine. But probably really want to get him up though. Uh-oh. We're using virus. So what are we trying to do here?
I'm not sure exactly.
We can't use the life glitch. That's like not
Ready
on
is
the table.
down.
Because bosses are not free. We can't use our bag of tricks to farm XP. So
Well,
probably
we're
did
using
not
play
have enough
items
MP.
now, and
That
uh,
I think it might not have enough MP. That would be the only reason. So I guess that's a reset.
yeah, I don't
Oh, what?
understand. Oh, it's all right. You only use 10 to start out with. How much MP does Ready
That's
have?
enough. Definitely more than enough MP. Is there something that forgot?
I'm not sure because I mean,
Just needed to bark twice, and that would have been it. It's not like it's not like there's a restriction on summons.
we're buying Zeus gauntlets, I guess, and a silver shield.
Well, I'm thinking to survive the DKC just needs Yang to live. That would be the only thing I can think of, because they get all we need is Yang or Sid or both of them to live, so they can tank the damage, so they can survive. But
You're forgetting this is Beano free.
Yeah, so they need. Yeah, they have to survive, so they have to kill, punch, and kill. So you want really Yang to survive. Sid won't really contribute. At best, he's gonna take a turn healing someone. That's about the best he can do. Even if you give him Artemis Bow, it's not. I think Yang would do more damage at this point.
Yeah, but that's over 20k. That's still a lot of damage to do in a very short space of time. Bye, Eddie. Thank you for taking the hit. Heals on Rydia. Okay.
Should be good enough. The Bahamut will go off. Sid won't live, but that's fine. Sid is not critical. You probably want Yang to get the levels anyways. He will be more effective for the next fight.
Even with all these HP, I'm still worried about the next fight just because Rydia is not going to survive more than one cast of the Blarg.
Yeah, that's what makes the fight tricky. I mean, it would be nice if there was more looting done, so we would figure out find an alternative objective to complete. So this, I think Infinious will try to gamble a little bit on this fight, because that's the only way this makes sense. The Azure spot does have a decent HP pool, but it's not as big as Leviathan spot. So this it would require I think three Blargs, and that requires a bit of thought. And you can see that we're running on Wyvern standard time, battle speed 6. So need all the time it takes to get Rydia upright and living for each Blarg that she delivers. Anything else is probably not as important. Having the HP pool for Yang and Sid should allow for this to work.
Problem is, first action is DKC is going off.
Oh, that isn't bad. Those are a little more. It's a little bit more than Cure 2 would heal. So, but that's still more than enough. Oh, this will it will be slow then. Can't. But I mean, yeah, that magic power isn't that high. That's the problem. So that healing is like you would have to Rydia compared to black mages doesn't gain the same wisdom that Palam does. So that self, which is essentially virus level damage, is not cutting it. Like don't want
to. A little more effective without the Eddie in the party, but we've already used the elixir.
Well, at least the split healing is going to help out like what Eddie being down is actually helping. Yes, Eddie is contributing. If you can get
But
Sid
now-
down, the healing would be better, actually. But this is too
Now-
too risky.
The problem you got now is everybody is dead essentially on the next hit.
You know what would make sense, but be radical, is to damage tile and then heal everyone, like just be Rydia and then Sylph everything. This is basically, it's like the Cecil cover strat, except Rydia just casts Sylph and she'll heal herself to the max. Everyone dies except for Rydia, and then that would sort of work, although though that the DKC might get an extra turn in, but would require some luck. That I think that could be an alternative, but that would require Rydia to live a bit more, like have more life, basically.
We bought a bunch of elixirs, but we also sold that Stardust Rod off, so assuming Rydia doesn't have it equipped at this point, which
There's
she
another
doesn't.
one. We have a second one. Like we picked up another one along the way.
I didn't. Okay, there's two. I didn't see the second one in there, but okay. We're going on the elixir hinge here to try and solve this problem.
I think this is quicker to Blarg. Just don't even worry about it. As long as Rydia is upright, just Blarg and forget about everything else, because that will solve all the problems. With all that money collected, you might as well spend on the elixirs. That will, if for some reason someone's about to die, at least you have some option. But I think we're still going for the Sylph strat.
We are going for Sylph. About 1,600 damage.
JBrunTR is turning in the rat tail, I believe. So we'll find out what is at the end of that.
Tail,
wonderful!
Which we immediately turned in. Adamant would be nice for JBrun. No spoon, which would be really helpful on. Well, actually, no, it would be.
I don't
Actually,
think this
would
is
be
the.
kind of useful.
Yeah.
Spoon flag is on, but Eddie's not going to be alive long enough to actually do it. If we had an edge, that'd be useful.
Yeah, it's like cool. That's cool. Does have double XP enabled, but that's not really going to help given what's left.
We got a Blarg coming out now. Finally, that's good.
Yeah, you kind of have to go for that. Like this is because the Sylph will take too long. It just isn't like not, and we're not talking about the animation, which is already long.
Oh no!
Oh, got another turn. It's one of those things where if there was a white mage, I'm not saying Porm would have been better, but you would cast Slowed, you would get some use out of her, but it's one of those would have been better. I don't know.
Meanwhile, I'm a little bit amused with the fact that JBrun has found everything in the seed essentially except for the adamant and the sand ruby, which tells me, let's see, what's still left on the table. Baron and the oak route chest in the tower. Yeah, it's on no free.
Did JBrunTR get to the top of tower? That's what
I think JBrun did the Penguinator special. Did not check it.
That's one of those things where like even on like especially when you have the tower key, you kind of want to do both most of the time. It's not like it's not like there's a downside. So I think Infinious is trying to see what can be done, checking the top tower, hoping for an alternative, and we it doesn't have the tower key. Trying to remember what the tower key.
Here is the essential problem for Infinious. The way the seed is laid out, if he does not do Ordeals, he cannot actually get any progression on the other two objectives. Both of them are locked behind Ordeals and that hook.
So there isn't. Well, the only thing that can be here would be the adamant rock, most likely. Or
the adamant rock
not guaranteed.
Be here.
Not guaranteed, but would
not
likely
guaranteed,
be.
but it could be here. The answer is it could be. Um,
I think Baron Key would be the next stop. I think if you're not doing Mount Ordeals, I think that's the most likely thing to do after this.
that depends on what Infinious thinks of that particular play. If you are one of those people who's like, I fade Ordeals, if Ordeals is a solution, I'm already pretty much defeated, so maybe you fade it all the way. I think we might see Baron or Magnus or even Zot before this, because those are all checks that are on Infinious's board.
Yeah, so probably just do the Twin Harp to Earth Crystal into Baron, like hoping one of those has those. Like it does work in an efficient like
It is
padding
the
sense.
efficient play. Unfortunately for Infinious, if he does exactly those three things in chain, it is going to not give him what he wants, because we know that in this case, Ordeals is the only way forward.
That's gonna be very unfortunate.
I'll start Estrad. Not here. So JBrun not hurt by the Penguiner special. That also means now that it has got to be Baron, or it is, I think, the hook route, Mad Ogre chest. I think it's all we've not seen. Oh no, I'm sorry. We still have Zot and Magnus on the table. Duh. I'm forgetting.
Yeah, you want to clear all three. If you want to save time, maybe do Zot into Baron, skipping Harp. That would be a small optimization because Harp is out of the way relative, and Zot has essentially two opportunities. He hasn't done the Flame Dock chest.
Unfortunately for Infinious, going the wrong way for the seed, it's going to be a music check.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah, I don't think the runners have shopped enough to know if there's an Avenger in the seed or not. We've not seen a lot of weapon shops checked as far as that goes. So, ugh. All right, yeah, 4 objectives for JBrun.
I mean, it's an opportunity. I mean, time made up for options options not taken, and skipping Ordeals. I mean, to be fair, like picking up Tela still requires the Sand Ruby, which that's still at large. So, and Cecil we know is not in the seed, so those crystal swords are just money. So yeah, there's not much incentive to go to Ordeals. That's the problem that Infinious, reasonably logical, but is kind of paying for it in that sense.
All right, JBrun's going to do the giant, which will get him up to 5 in parity. At this point, it is a race to figure out, in JBrun's case, where Adamant is, in Infinious, how long Ordeals is faded. But in a rare thing for FBF, we are actually going to get a look at music here, at least once the Dark Elf finally decides to take an action here, because the party is so fast at this point.
I think JBrunTR is going to do the Masa altar, so it's really timing the Masa altar. It's not skipping Queen because Queen spot for obvious reasons, but he's really in the driver's seat if can do everything in a timely manner.
What was it, Masa altar again? I forget.
It was kind of problematic. We didn't D-Lunars. So that's very doable. Since Infinious' party is so fast with Edward Lee that this is trying to kind of get to the point where the sequence is slower, and probably forgot to turn off BS6. That might be the problem.
Oh yeah, BS6 is done. Oh shoot. Can at least fix that when we get to the other part of this, but okay, to explain real quick, randomizer, so instead of Eddie's harp tune, we replace it with a random tune that has been composed by members of the community. So DJ Spooty B is going to play something for y'all in just a moment here. And we'll be quiet so you can listen to that. All right. Well, a very brief Odin fight there with Blurg and all the power at this stage of the game. Does this at least give us a half a forge? No, it's just more holy swords.
Yeah, Dark Elf, the Cave Magnus with Dark Elf spot having lots of magic defense, but Blarg is strong enough to cut through it. It still resists quite a bit, but not quite enough.
Indeed. So now we have got Infinious going up the Tower of Zax. He has 2 checks here, so taking the double is always a good play. Unfortunately for Infinious, this is not going to pay off, regardless of what's here really, unless it gets half forge. But in that case, it still has to do Ordeals, has to do the hook route, and yeah, that's a bit of a hike. Queen spot Neurocod is DKC, and DKC, as Infinious found out, is just a little bit too fast with an Eddie hero.
Yes, the mistakes of a bard, going too fast. I mean, considering everyone else is essentially slower, would be it's kind of unfortunate. Though I think Kane does become faster than Edward, without much help. But even then, that's just one character. Everyone else is slower. I think Kane is pretty fast.
If Kane had an Avenger stick, then Kane would be faster, I'm thinking, for sure, because it's 10 agility on the Avenger. But you've not found any Avengers in this seed so far. Hey, we found an octopus.
Really free fight. I mean, well, at this point, I mean, you have all the levels. A lot of things are pretty free. So, Octomammoth just needs one Blarg. This spot does have a lot of HP, but I think well, that's not very wisdom stat. Not moving. I don't think Infinious has a tiara. I remember seeing a ninja hat on Rydia, so that's part of the prop. That's kind of problem. Might have not picked up a tiara, so yeah. Rydia's virus is kind of still better than Tela, but like it's not moving much. Like for bigger HP bosses.
If you fry calamari in the microwave, Dimar, there's going to be some words from the commentary booth.
Oh, now I'm hungry. Fried calamari.
It's more of a microwave calamari problem.
Oh, you just need to give it some batter, or something. Like just cake it in something and make it breaded and fried, and it's fine.
Butter doesn't make it any better. Trust me, as far as the smell goes.
I mean, well, seafood and microwaves are mutually exclusive. They should be.
Unfortunately, they've not yet made that a crime. What is here for Infinious? This is... Killed him. Okay.
Well, that it should be should one-shot murder, or needs a second shot.
Yeah, this is not going to be that difficult for that. And yeah, there it's already crumbling away. But we'll see if this pays off for half forge or not. And then Infinious is probably going to do Baron next, I would think, just because he's going to end up teleporting right in front of it.
Yeah, opportunity of convenience at this point. But where was Legend was picked up on Tower as part of the Tower Key, so it could someone be
Legend is part of the Tower Key. Now, in Infinious' case, it's not going to actually happen. It's going to be Tower would be finished. Nope, just a Dragoon Spear. So the hunt continues.
Oh, it's convenient. Probably still.
Oh,
Not even bothering.
leaving Baron behind. Where are we going?
Oh, there it is.
Well,
Well, still have to do a few things after getting the hook. Like you'd have to go to the Staleman chest, if I'm not mistaken. So that's
it is the Staleman chest. So this is about 4 minutes on Ordeals for Infinious at this point to get it. Then has to decide to chase the hook, which you should do since you're coming here to do it.
yeah. There's two monster in a boxes. The Staleman chest and then the Mad Ogre chest. Uh, Staleman chest in Cave Iglana and the Tower of Babel from the overworld side has the monster in a box. So yeah, but at least this time you have an opportunity to destroy the mom bomb without allowing it to explode.
This is true. Meanwhile, JBrun is now on a clock. Has to get through this giant and the Mesa altar within the next couple minutes here. Mylan is down though. Mesa was what again? I'm sorry, I'm not remembering it this far back.
D-Lunars.
D-Lunars. Okay.
Yeah.
That might be a little bit easier for JBrun possibly. I'm not sure if he has any star
well,
veils left.
I mean, a lot of experience comes from the elements spot, so it's not. And like the whole, if you do the giant, you get like essentially half a million XP if you complete it. I assume with double XP on, that's what's required. So
No, but we wouldn't have to do that. I think the tower key was in the Staleman chest. So as soon as Infinious sees that, it's going to be you back out immediately. We're not going to see the Mad Ogres.
yeah, once you get all the objectives, it's done. You're done. So
yeah, a little bit rude here with this Dark Elf, unfortunately. And JBrun decided to leave 2 of the characters down, which does leave a worry that Piggy might possibly catch that Rydia.
I'm not so concerned. I mean, just to make sure that Rhea doesn't get caught. That's about it. No, it's just half and half. That's fine. The weak is fine.
Yeah, do have to heal her though. There we go, cure 3.
Will prevent that, but also probably so when it gets to dragon phase, eventually we'll want to avoid getting punched and or get hit by the dark flame, which is actually even though it looks ice, it's a fire-based attack. It's yes. Why does it look like ice but burns? Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's a gray mist. Only the developers know for sure. All right, so Infinious has a hook now. We'll be diving a hook route. And I guess, yeah, you're right. I forgot about the whole fact that there is a rat tail turns into tower key. I was making it was tower key directly. So, yeah, whoops. Seed bleed, or something like that.
Although, makes me think that the sand rupees on the Mad Ogre chest at this point, though, could be also beaten Baron because neither runners have dipped into Baron at all. Like, well, for the Baron Castle rather.
I think now we kind of know it has to be Baron and that Mad Ogre chest in some order are the last 2. Nothing else is left. Meanwhile, JBrun has matched objective count for the first time since this sea has begun. So,
well, going to the moon now. Oh yeah, forgot. Totally forgot. So it's the race to the Masa. So Infinious' time clock is right now because that's it. This is one objective. So Infinious will have to chase all the things on at this point.
Okay, so Rat Tail here is
Pink Tail,
which will immediately become, I think, what, the legend here at this point?
I think so. It's some, but it's still a spoon.
Oh, it's a spoon.
Right? That's right. No.
Infinious will go first off to the hook route at this point to chase that. Yep. So got about probably 1 or 2 minutes to refine that. And then about another 2 minutes to get the actual tower done. And JBrun's got about a 2-minute walk down here to the altar. That 1 minute spent earlier on renaming Sid Jump might become really important at this point.
I mean, look, you might as well, but I mean, no one could have expected that Infinious did almost everything necessary except couldn't do the fight that was required, while JBrunTR took I would call it a circuitous route, but got everything the rest of everything else, and has the opportunity to win. It's yeah, roads not traveled.
Skipping some of the boxes here. Skip the infirmary. I'm not sure if he's going to go back for it. Nope. Okay. That'll at least save a few seconds. Getting close. It's a little bit further down this path, though.
I don't even remember which chest it is. It's probably the trio. I think it's
it's in the trio. Yes, there it is. Meanwhile, JBrun is saving, so it's just a case of can dealers be done faster than this Staleman, and then the trip to the Tower of Babel, and Ruby's not gonna take any time at all. But...
although maybe Infinious will peak. I'd probably not. Finding the tower keys here will immediately go to that. Although, well, more likely just to complete the hook route, because that would be convenient but not ideal.
Faster, no.
Oh, JBrunTR is gonna test the virus. Oh no, jumping. I thought for a moment there, I thought he was gonna manually punch. Fortunately, power is not considered the fight command for Yang, which is very useful in situations where you do not want to trigger counter, like the ant line, where all it cares about is if you use the fight command.
Indeed. Kane is splitting the damage here a little bit. We are using tier 3s. Okay.
It is important to spread damage, especially with the D-luners. Probably would have been better using Yang to punch up front, because there is a penalty trying to hit the back row. Kane's jump ignores any back row penalties, so
okay, we're down to 1.
Well,
now,
he has
the
the
problem
right
here is every attack is going to do something now. So how many to get off? Down. JBrun's going to win this by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, that's. I am amazed how this is what we've how this race ended, just based on how things chaotically started at least for JBrunTR, and still worked out.
And by about 10 seconds, it looks like, I would guess in this case. My goodness, what a race had come back.
GG's to JBrunTR and Infinious for completing the races.
GG. Very, very close race. And yeah, that not having the exit, that ended up costing a little bit there. Oh my goodness.
Well, not like it was, unless you shop for it. I mean, I think the JM's not available, so that's
there's no exit. If Porum had the exit, and so did Tella. We never saw the Sand Ruby for Tella. Never saw him anywhere else.
I mean, look, warp is good enough most of the time.
Most of the time. This time it was not. Oh no.
Well, no one said LST warping was fun. At least it's faster than the walk of shame, coming literally the same way you came back in.
You'll see if we get any of these races here for interview. Looks like we've got JBrun up first. Let's see. Hold on a second here. We are there. We go. GG.
Thank you.
What did you think of that seed, JBrun?
Hold on.
Sort of couldn't quite hear you, JBrun.
Good.
All set?
Good.
So just to reiterate question, how was that seed?
Oh boy, that was terrible.
It was definitely a weak party to start off with. I mean, we had Eddie, Sid, Tella in a bed. Not a great start, but what was your philosophy behind just trying to really avoid a lot of the shops and the chests? Because you didn't take a whole lot of chests and not a whole lot of shopping.
It's trying to go fast, which got me into a little bit of trouble because I wasn't doing a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, Ridia and Blarg really kind of was a nice thing to find later on in the sea, because that was the main source of the damage when we got to the later parts. Well, King with the White Spirit did pretty good on some of those fights, too.
Yeah, I mean, later on, certainly with the D-learners, Keen actually did something.
Yeah, no Avengers seen on either side. I think Avenger made a bit of a difference to a lot of this seed, but neither runner found any.
Yeah, any sort of researching would have helped a lot, I think.
There was a Porum in the seed, oddly enough. It's just that you never happened to find her.
Which was on the giant, right? I think.
Oh wait, she
Yes.
was on the. Right, okay, never
Yeah.
mind. I thought she was on. She was in Zot too. Never mind. It was giant. Yep.
But by that time, I mean, it's far too late to actually get her levels and such.
So there was an interesting early game struggle, I guess. Like there was some kind of like I not but I guess the other let me ask the more important question. You renamed Sid early on. What was that all about?
Oh, it's because Elvin's a chump. And we have back and forth thing going here. So, love you, Elvin.
All right. Fair enough, I guess.
It was cute.
We were wondering at the end if it was going to come down to the fact that you might have lost the race because you took the time to rename him in that race, because you were going to the Mesa altar right after we knew that Infinious had the tower key to finish his seat up, and it's like, okay, who's going to get there faster?
Oh boy.
And as it turned out, just the fact that Infinious did not have exit because no one took a Porum or a Tella, it's like, well, warp glitch out took just enough time where it's like it was a 25-second difference, as you saw.
Oh yeah. Well, if it came down to losing because I was toying with Elvin, I mean, is it really losing?
Okay, so the answer is worth it. Got it.
Totally.
Technically. I have one question. I think so. You were doing the hairdryer's chest, and then like you did the hairdryer's chest before checking the dais for the character, which was Rydia, and then at some point you reset it out after all that work. Like I don't remember when you reset, but you reset, and then you had to redo the but you did get Rydia first, then do the hairdryer's chest. Well, actually, not quite in that order, but.
I think this is where you were talking about the Staleman down the hook route.
Yeah. With the struggling with the Staleman and having both characters asleep.
Yeah, it doesn't help when your entire party's sleeping. that's
Yeah, that was
kind of a
huge.
roadblock.
But you took 3 different attempts on that stalemate. The second time was, I think, what he was referring to is went down there. You had one stalemate left. It looked probably like it was in good shape, and then all of a sudden we saw a reset, and you were back on the
Oh.
moon again without the Rydia.
Yeah. So I had used my last life pot to life glitch the stalemate, and Rydia was
Okay.
down, and I really wanted to
And-
get levels on her.
Okay, so that's what that was. Okay, that makes total sense then. I wasn't quite sure because, bouncing through the streams, it's like, why did he reset? Because he's not in danger on there. But okay, makes sense now.
Yep. Yeah, and I unfortunately didn't save outside of Evelyn, so that took me back quite a bit.
Well, as it turns out in the end, you managed to come through. So yeah, it means you're 1-1 at this point. I don't know the outcome of the other race yet at this point between Scarcer and E-Ninja, which is going at the exact same time. So yeah, GG again.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, hopefully Ninja pulls it out and get to the, was it round of 4?
Round of 4 would be next, yes, because we
Yeah.
had 8 in the thing. Okay. Anything else you want to mention about the flag set, JBrun, or the seed?
I love the flag set. Unfortunately, tonight was just riding the struggle bus the entire time. But
Fair enough.
yeah, GG's to Infinious. This is our ZZ3 rematch. That was the only other time I have raced him 1-on-1, I believe.
All right. Well, I wasn't around in ZZ3, so I'm not sure if this ties the match up or if you're 2-0 now. I'm not sure which.
It does. Yep.
Ties
Yeah.
it up. Okay. Well, in that case,
Yep.
you have to
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
you have to fight again in some other tournament. Break the tie.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for commentating. Beauty for restreaming. And who was on tracking?
FBL was on tracking.
FBL. All right. Thanks for pushing those buttons. All right. I will see you guys in the future.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks.
GG's against JBrunTR.
And we have Infinious with us in the booth. GG.
GG's, yeah. So much. Kind of. Oh, that happens.
DKCs do happen. I can attest to this.
Yeah, I was talking. My theory crafting about how that was doable was a bit off. I think, if I had the adventure, that makes that fight free. Because adventure would make it so that Kane can actually will get the first swing and be consistent damage, and also it increases his RA so he gets more attacks in. So I don't know. I think having self healing. I thought self heals would do a bit more. Honestly, that was the other issue. So kind of an awkward one.
Yeah, Rydia needed just either a little bit more power, or maybe you just needed an Eddie to already be dead so that the first one wasn't split, or things of that sort. But yeah, it was a rough one. I mean, even just enough levels so that not everyone was dying quite as fast would have been really helpful too. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, do I keep trying to bash my head against this? Do I go try and get more levels? Do I try to find where the tower key or the forge is? And eventually you just chose to go and find something else.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I figured that I had because how I felt going into up to that point. I figured I had enough time for two. I had 2 shots before moving on. Yeah, just a few other things that just caused me to lose a bit of time here and there. But I did feel really happy about a lot of up to that point. The big brain play of actually putting the white shirt onto Rydia before having her transform into her adult form was actually paid off a lot, especially at the Master Altar.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it
With
meant that she could die.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, you were pretty much, I think, for the most part, we thought you were in the lead right until that DKC kind of took a lot of time, and then everyone was able to catch up just because JBrun had gotten the tower key so much earlier and was able to skip that DKC altogether. And
Okay.
the problem you also saw was you might not have seen it in the spoiler log, but one Ordeals blocked both the forge and the tower key. So
Well, I had point because I had to assume that yeah, I basically by the time I assumed that Baron Key was dead to me because given how I routed things, there's no I can't I had to pick a fade and out of Baron Key, Twin Harp, and Earth Crystal, and I think I did Twin Harp first because mostly against JBrun, I figured he would skip that. And then Earth Crystal was just too efficient, which was then Earth Crystal, which was just because it was just a bit too efficient with the two checks there. So yeah, that just left a sticky Baron.
yeah, and definitely fading Baron was the right play considering that Ordeals had the required go move anyway. If you'd gone to Baron, it's like, well, in that case, then you get maybe half Forge in the best case scenario. You still have to get the hook, and then you still end up doing the tower key to get the other half of Forge. So it wouldn't have saved you any time to go there. So it was the right play. It just was he had enough extra plays in there where it's like Jay was able to catch up, even though it's like I think he had the better equipment for the most part, probably the better levels, but ultimately, Rando was going to Rando sometimes, and DKC is going to DKC.
I mean, and also, I was probably a bit tilted at the start because I actually bought a crystal armor, which cost me about 35,000 gold, which actually matters in the early game. I just dropped it input, was meant to buy a bandana, and just said, well, I'm just going to run with this and see what happens. I could have reset, but it wasn't worth the I guess the minute time loss to re-get that money. Which also meant I ended up opening more boxes, and it kind of snowballed a bit there. But I think the way I went about the seed, I think except for being a bit off on DKC was about right. I think I did like a lot of what I did there. I just almost last location, and that happens sometimes.
It definitely does. I mean, we were down to only 2 checks that we did not know in the booth. We didn't know Baron, and we didn't know the Mad Ogre chest in the hook route, and that was all we didn't know. And somewhat of the Sand Ruby and their Legend, but or Adamant, sorry. So it's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing to note there is that no, I also figured that Ordeals was also going. If Ordeals had value, it was probably going to get me as well, because if JBrun did Ordeals early, which it sounds like he did, I was gonna get got. I think I was gonna get got no matter what, because I just think that check is just, especially with our party, we had no reason. The only reason we wanted to go there was because of if we had the Teller maybe. But even then, I guess Teller gets you berserk in that situation, but I don't know, I figured with what we've got in the party, that was good enough.
Yeah, I think that, neither of you had Tella, because I think Tella, unless he was at Baron, was only at that bed check, and of course Sandra was just buried. So, yeah, nobody ever had Tella in the party. You both had a chance at the Poor, but again, she's behind Giant, and that's, I think, her only location, unless she's at Baron. So, yeah, it's like all of your white magic was buried completely at the end of this seed.
Yeah. Had to cast a lot of warps, which also, again, I guess that's the other thing. I guess finding that tower key super early meant that JBrun didn't have to warp out of the Master Altar back to the.
Yes, that's correct. JBrun did finish at Maza Altar. You had to warp out of the whole thing because you were trying to finish with the Fey March, and I think maybe a few more levels it might have worked on Avenger, but yeah, we
No,
weren't sure.
like I said, Avenger would be. I think Avenger would have been enough. Because I don't have to do because again the constant damage. The fact that I actually really got Asura at Dwarf actually mattered there because I can then pivot towards instead of having to cast Blag, I just have her cast Asura and see if I hit the 1 and hit the 2 and 3 all the time, and that should keep. And then if she misses, then I have elixirs to then heal other people up if necessary.
Yeah, basically it's like, can you win 3 head tails in a row or 3 heads in a row, something like that. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
With the weighted coin, anyways.
Yeah, of course. It just like I said, part of that just didn't pan out. That happens. Just you could argue I probably should have gone for the DK set to begin with, but I don't know. I thought I had enough. I figured with enough shots, I had enough. I had a good shot. Like getting the glass hat from Kate Muhammad was actually really good too. Just because it really meant sure that really couldn't get hurt at all from punches. So
yeah, which is very important because you had no Star Veils left at that point to try and reflect the breath. So it's like you had no choice but to try and get it done before the breath came out.
Yeah. I figured at that point. You also needing it with preload anyway. I also bought like 60 life potions or something like that just to, because again no white mage. I really need to make sure that my damage dealer, aka was constantly topped up and alive. So, yeah, I think I'm not sure what I was going to that point now.
All I'm gonna say is I think this would have been a
Yeah.
much more frustrating seed if there had been Edge instead of Rydia in this seed somehow.
Well, it was master. Yeah, very much so. Because because I think there were masters for sale. I forget in my brain is telling me Silvera or something like that. So he would have been very speedy, but I guess he could have also pitched the Fire Claw from Young, and that's how we probably gotten through. What's it? D Lunas. But yeah, also the Mylan fight at Cave Height would also sucked. Yeah. I think
Rydia
was
Radia's a saving grace.
Dibs as well. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's right. I took a wipe at Dibs because I didn't have enough protection. Right. That's another annoying time loss there. Like, Rydia just got punched. No. Oh well. Lots of little things. It's fine. I did. In the end, I got bailed up by my team, so that's what I'm here. No, it's a team event.
Yeah. Well,
and that's how it goes sometimes.
That is definitely the true, but definitely wish you best of luck in future races. And you ran a great race. It just came down to a couple of just bad turns of luck.
Yeah. Anyway, cheers for doing comms. Cheers FEL for doing tracking. Cheers Beauty for doing restream views, and thanks again for having me.
Hey, we're always happy to have you volunteer for Restream. We can't have a show without the runners, so GG again to Infinious and JBrun. You can follow on Twitch. Plug the Discord if you're interested in Free Enterprise, running it, or finding out more about the randomizer. Always happy to welcome new people and show them the ropes of how it goes. That's going to do it for us tonight, because it's kind of late, and we have no more races for tonight. Let's see, we do have 3 races going on tomorrow, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. We have Elven Sorrow versus Tybalt. Let's see, is there anybody who is on the stream tomorrow, or is that not known yet? Let's see. Nope.
Nothing's been
tomorrow's
official.
Yeah, nothing's made official yet. Okay, so it's at 11 o'clock. It might be Restream, might not be. Don't quite know the answer to that yet. Let's see. We've also got Crispy Slick versus Dave at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and we have at 4 o'clock Curios versus Tolerant.
These are all Eastern times, so convert to the correct time zone as necessary.
All right, so that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us. So again, thanks to Beauty and Discovery for doing the restream tonight, to Firebird Lover, FBL, for doing the tracking and pushing of the buttons, and thanks for joining me in the booth, Deathlike. Always nice to chat with you.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, and that's going to do it for us tonight. Have a good night, all.